Hi everyone. Okay, in 1968 this book came out, written by Paul Ehrlich, The Population Bomb. And he was very extreme in saying that there won't be enough food to feed people by the year 2000. England wouldn't exist and things like that. So this kind of thinking absolutely shaped the thinking of the leaders at the time. It wasn't long after that, 1968, that researchers and scientists in labs started to play around with Ebola in laboratories, and specifically at this place called Hazleton Labs in Reston, Virginia. And that's why the doctor, the famous Texas, the famous professor in Texas said, he specified the RESTON virus, Ebola RESTON, from Reston, Virginia, because this is the one that is most viral and efficient killer. Okay, so this is all about the population bomb. This page, I just typed in the population bomb and it came up with Paul Ehrlich, and he's I guess he's looked down on right now for being a bit extremist. But okay, here are the Georgia Guidestones. So one thing I wonder is, why is everybody so getting so upset or questioning so much the fact that the government is not stopping planes from coming to the U.S., or they're not being as careful as they can at the hospitals? It's because they want, this is their plan, to reduce the population of the world, right? So why should anybody be surprised? They want this to spread. So if we look at what the guy said, Eric Pianka, when he received a standing ovation from the Texas Academy of Science in 2006, he said, saving the earth with Ebola. And he said down here, AIDS is not an efficient killer. It's too slow. His favorite candidate for eliminating 90% of the world's population is airborne Ebola. So as a scientist, speaking at that time about Reston Ebola, don't you think that he knew that Ebola is airborne? I mean, this is the field that he's in. And he said the Ebola Reston virus from Reston, Virginia, the laboratory there, he liked it because it's both highly lethal and it kills in days instead of years. And then he praised the Ebola virus for its efficiency at killing, and then he leaned over the lectern and looked at everyone there and said, we've got airborne, 90% mortality in humans, killing humans. Think about that. And so he gave a presentation, got a standing ovation. Some people walked out. Okay, so I want to show you this. This is about, okay, so I went to this, Hazleton Labs Ebola. See, I just typed in Hazleton Labs Ebola because I wanted to know where the Reston virus came from, and that's where it came from. Reston, Virginia, Hazleton Labs. So if you read this on Wikipedia, you find out that they were playing around with Ebola since, come on, since the early 70s. So you can go to the history. Taking awful long to get there. And it just doesn't want to go. All right. So it talks in here that, I mean, it's really sad because they did research on imported monkeys from the wild, not bred in captivity necessarily, but imported from the Philippines. And just a blank page. It says it's coming, but okay, there it is. The RESTON virus. Okay, but look, they could even lie about this. This is crab-eating macaques from Hazleton Laboratories, now Covance. So even at one point, this company, they bulldozed it and built a children's school there. But now they're Covance, and we'll look at that in just a second. But this is the sad thing. See this little monkey here. This is the poster child for Ebola virus. And they kept these monkeys in gang cages. See, by January 1990, Hazleton Laboratories recovered from its previous losses, you know it's all about money, and began importing monkeys again from the same establishment in Manila that had provided the original animals. This is so unfair to, if these scientists believe that we are descended from, or true relatives to monkeys and primates, then they're really doing a dastardly deed. So, anyway, you can read all about this on Wikipedia. Post-RESTON. See, RESTON virus re-emerged in Italy in 1992. Re-emerged. So it goes way, way back. And what about all those dead microbiologists? So do you think that the leaders like Bilderberg leaders or whatever have been conspiring since years ago when Paul Ehrlich wrote The Population Bomb and everybody was scared about the future? Do you think they started conspiring then to plan for the depopulation, elimination, or culling of humans? And then they dumb everybody down in the meantime so that it's sort of like an anesthesia. Because look how people behave. You know? How about people from Walmart? Do you think that the richest elite of the world and the most educated of the world care about people in Walmart? And how did people from Walmart get like that? Good question. But it's really sad because everyone is basically a genius and a universe and has so much potential. So the Hazleton Laboratories became Covance, and they were infiltrated by PETA and people for the ethical treatment of animals. And they had a lot of problems because they did horrible things to these animals. And you can read all about it on this wiki page. Look, Covance's origins go back to 1968 when Environmental Sciences Corporation, which manufactured equipment related to laboratory animals, opened for business in the basement of a former grocery store in Seattle, Washington. In 1972, it purchased and took the name of Hazleton Laboratories, a contract laboratory that conducted toxicology testing. So even Corning is involved. So it could go back to 1968, even earlier. And it's sad when you read. You can watch videos, actually. I didn't, but you can watch videos on the people who infiltrated the antibodies for neuroscience. The scientists are planning lots of things that we don't know about that involve human beings on Earth, which they may be doing to people right now. Okay? So look at this. Covance, I put these Wikipedia links down below so you can go and read about it. But just remember, Ebola goes back to early 70s, maybe early, with Hazleton Labs and Covance and imported monkeys, dead microbiologists, and they have a goal to figure out Ebola and probably make it, well, it was aerosolized in 2006 for sure, when Dr. Doom, Eric Pianka, talked about it, April 3rd, 2006. Otherwise, he wouldn't have mentioned RESTON, Ebola. Okay, well, just trying to make a point. Ebola is an efficient killer, airborne Ebola that he's talking about. This was his favorite candidate for eliminating 90% of the world's population. Okay, God bless all of you. Bye for now. Take care, and I hope you find the truth in many things through Jesus Christ and the Holy Spirit. Bye for now. God bless.